SHMACKEMAGOB and Bang Bang Pizza Skulls. Hey, another donation from the great Greg Symanski, who's, man, every time he asks for something, it's stuff I own, which is awesome. And he's been asking me to do a lot of these rankings, which I love doing as well. I just love talking about music. And it's a pleasure, Greg, to do this for you and everybody out there that donates. It's a pleasure for me to do this. And again, you know, I don't say it on every video, which I should, but, you know, I get a lot of comments of people saying, do this, do that, which is nice that you would like to hear my input on that. But I don't think it's fair to people like Greg Symanski and everybody else that donates for me to do these videos. Now, Greg this time, by the way, you can say, hey, do this, do that all you want. I'm just not going to do it. All right. So, Greg wants me to put these bands, rank these bands. Foreigner, Boston, Kansas, Journey, and Oreo. And he also wants me to say, what are my two favorite albums from there? Now, this one was a little difficult, Greg, because there's some ties here. There's some albums I just couldn't put above. I had to put them tied. Actually, second place albums, not first place albums. So, the band I like the least out of this, and you know, honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of this band, even though I own I have four, their first four albums, and it's Foreigner. And I gotta tell you right now, oh, wow, I didn't pull out, did I? Yeah, I did. I sure did. Alright, yeah, I own Foreigner 4, but no, that's not part of it, and I don't know why it's here. But as far as the second place favorite Foreigner album, I can't do it. It's a tie between Double Vision and Head Games. You know, Dirty White Boy, I love that song. The title track, Rev on the Red Line, and what's this, Hot Blooded, Blue Morning, Blue Day is a cool song. Double Vision, Spellbinder. I dig it. This is second place. I can't, if you put a gun to my head, you'd have to shoot, man. But my favorite Foreigner album is the first one. You know, believe it or not, I had a hard time finding this album. This is the album I bought as a little kid, back when this was, I don't know if it was this year, maybe Double Vision was out already. But I had a hard time finding this album, and the reason I bought it was for the song Star Rider, which is still my favorite Foreigner song. But, you know, Feels Like the First Time, Cold as Ice, Long, Long Way from Home. A lot of good shit on this. But, you know, I mean, I'm not the biggest Foreigner fan. I did see Foreigner live on the Foreigner 4 tour, and it was with Ozzy, Randy Rhoads, but Randy Rhoads died a few days prior to it, and I was bummed. You know, it was at the Orange Bowl. It was UFO was on there. Pat Travers took the place of Ozzy that night, and I think it was Bryan Adams that opened the show. And the show ended at 6 p.m. It wasn't even dark yet. It was a drag, man. Yeah, Foreigner wasn't that good. I thought UFO stole the show that night, but Pat Travers was great. But by that time, Pat Travers didn't have Mars or Aldridge or Thrall. But it was still good. He was still good. All right. Now, these are, you know, Foreigner, even though I do own the first four Essential albums, not the biggest Foreigner guy, to tell you the truth. I like those songs I just told you. I'm not a big fan of the deep tracks. I guess Star Rider, which was played on the radio back then, is kind of a deep track now. And it's my favorite Foreigner song. But everything else, all those other tracks, they're like whatever. Now it's getting a little air because I love these bands. And I know there's a lot of people that want to be that guy saying, oh, because the next band I pick is Journey. A lot of people are like, oh, they were better before Toucan Sam started singing for them. Look, I love that early Journey stuff. I didn't pull it out, but I have the first three Journey albums where only Greg Raleigh sang on those albums. I do like them. They're kind of jazz fusion stuff. It's cool. But me, when Steve joined the band, that's the Journey I absolutely love. Especially Steve with Raleigh. I have nothing against Escape and Frontiers. I do dig those albums. But the 70s shit I dig more. And again, it was tough, but I'm not going to put it as a tie. I almost put Departure and Evolution as a tie. But I said, you know what? No. I'm going to give a slight hair, like this hair on my head, to Evolution over Departure. Sweet and Simple, Just the Same Way, Do You Recall? City of the Angels, Loving, Touching, Squeezing is the hit off this. Lady Luck is awesome. Too Late I love. Loving You is Easy, and that killer, majestic instrumental. My second favorite. My favorite, always been my favorite. And it was my first Journey album. Maybe that's why it's always been my favorite. Is the first one with Steve Perry. With my favorite Journey song, Winds of March. Written by Robert Fleischman, who also wrote Wheel in the Sky. La Do Da Do Day is a real fucking heavy song. Lights, Patiently, Anytime, Wheel in the Sky. I love this album. This is a fantastic album. My favorite Journey album. And again, these are kind of torturous because I really do love these bands. The next one I will have to say is REO Speedwagon, where again, my second favorite is a damn tie. A tie. I couldn't. You'd have to pull the trigger, man. But before I show you those, this right here is the essential REO Speedwagon album. The live album, which is Get What You Play. You get what you play for. Man, listen to Golden Country on this. And Like You Do. And Music Man. My God. Gary's guitar solo, 157 Riverside Avenue. Which I will say, I prefer 157 Riverside Avenue and Music Man, not Music Man, Riding the Storm Out. Where are you? On this. You know, actually, I would say these are the two albums. If you want to get into what I consider hard rockin', blue collar, killer, REO was the 70s stuff. This is a compilation of it, and this is a killer live album. But now I'll get into my top two where, it's a tie. It's hard. It's so hard for me to pick between these two, which is the first two. REO Speedwagon self-titled with Terry Luttrell on vocals. Heavy, kind of like Deep Purple-ish. Gypsy Woman Passion. Sophisticated Lady, I totally ripped off the chorus, not the verses of that song, to my song, Thrash Or Die's Wake Up Smell Thrash, where nobody ever caught on. Because number one, nobody really knows that song unless you really know your REO. And anybody into thrash wouldn't know it. And I have played it for some friends saying, yeah, you see that? And a couple people were like, yeah, I can hear it. And then a couple people were like, you're crazy. I'm like, okay. And REO 2, the second album. The first one with Kevin, I almost said Kevin DeBro. Kevin Cronin, where he was fired after this album. Well, actually, he did record Riding the Storm Out, but then they let him go. And then he came back for this REO album, like 4 albums later. This has Golden Country, Like You Do. I love the song Being Kind Can Hurt Someone Sometimes. You know, Music Man. Tied for my second favorite REO, and I love 70s REO. Yeah, everybody knows the popular REO stuff. Believe me, this shit blows away. Now, my favorite REO Speedwagon album, and I will say, with confidence, hands down, 9 Lives. Absolutely love this album. It's probably the most heaviest album. Heavy on Your Love is my favorite track on here. Only the Strong Survive is great. Drop It, It's an Old Disguise. Meet Me on the Mountain. Easy Money. Take Me. What a great deep track. Back on the Road Again. Awesome. I Need You Tonight is the only clunker on this. And Rock and Roll Music, you know the cover. But yeah, there you go. All right, that keeps, that's only 2 bands left. And you see what I'm wearing? My Kansas shirt. And they are my second favorite of this. I love Kansas. And I gotta tell you, man, this album right here, Monolith, is not part of my top 2, but damn is it good. Damn is it good. But I can't even say, oh, it's close to tied for the second one. You know, because they had Mask is an amazing album. Song for America, the first album. I mean, all 70s Oreo ruled. But I gotta say, man, my second favorite, easily, is Point of No Return. This album, Lightning's Hand, Nobody's Home is gorgeous. Hopelessly Human, Paradox, man. The Spider, Portrait, He Knew, I love that song. Closet Chronicles, and of course, Dust in the Wind. This whole album, Sparks of the Tempest, all great stuff, man. Absolutely love Point of No Return. My favorite, though, was the very first album I ever bought. I even did an episode on this channel about how much I love this album. This album is spectacular. I'm telling you, it's amazing. Left Overture. You know, with the hit Carry On My Wayward Son, but man, The Wall. You know, if you don't get the chills listening to that song, The Wall, you need to get checked out, seriously. Miracles Out of Nowhere is actually my favorite song off this. What's on Your Mind's a great rocker one. Opus Insert, Question of My Childhood, Cheyenne Anthem, and Magnum Opus, which I recently saw Daily Doug plug for this amazing guy that does my favorite reaction guy on YouTube is Daily Doug. He's a classical composer, and he listens to stuff he's not familiar with, and he did one for Magnum Opus, and it was awesome. I love watching that guy talk about music. Oh, E flat, G. Oh my God, they ended with an F sharp? I think that's what he said about this song. He's like, wait, he had to rewind it. The guy is just addicting to watch. He's so awesome. But anyway, and this is awesome as well. Left Overture, which leaves us with my favorite out of these bands is Boston. And this is the weird thing about it. Boston only has 2 albums I like. They only have 2 albums. And I might have put it up already or might not have. But my second favorite Boston album I did an episode on. I probably already put it up. The second one, Don't Look Back. Awesome album. I love this album. I love this gatefold. Almost Perfect. But you all know what my favorite is. It's like I would put this up with the first Van Halen and the first Black Sabbath as the greatest debut album from any band. And this album is just perfection, man. And I gotta say, my favorite song off this, actually I'm not gonna tell you. Watch the episode. I already put it up, or if I haven't, it's coming up soon. I talk more in depth about it, but this album, every song's a winner. If I had to pick a favorite, it'd have to be Peace of Mind. Love that song. Rock and Roll Band, Smokin', Hitch a Ride is gorgeous. The guitar work, man, on this is just unfreaking believable. And yes, it is a guitar. Somebody said to me the other day, did you know this is a guitar? You know, flip it backwards. I know this was a guitar because I used to draw this on my notebook at school. It had the Boston, you know, and also the VH logo. I used to do all that goofy shit. Like all you rocking kids did. My age, you write, and I used to draw. I know how to draw that pretty good. And I'm not a good artist. But yeah, I noticed when I did the drawing that it was, I noticed in 1977, I know it's released 76, but I think I bought this 77. This definitely is not the copy I bought in 77. This is one that I got much later because I wore it out. Let Me Take You Home Tonight and Something About You. The last 2 tracks are probably the ones that are not constantly on the radio, though I have heard them on the radio. But everything else, Foreplay, Long Time, More Than a Feeling. That's it. My friend Greg Symanski. Dude, seriously, you rock my socks off. I'm not lying. Before I did this episode, look how dirty these feet are. What the hell, man? I need to jump in the shower. You rocked my socks off, bro. I had socks on. It just flew away. You rock, dude. And thank you so much, dude. You're one of my favorite donators, man. Because you always make the donation so easy for me. I don't have to study. I'm very passionate for everything you ask for, man. You know, other than foreigner on this one, but hey, you know, look, I own the shit, you know, so obviously I like it, but I do not love it as much as those other bands. So, again, thank you for the donation, and if you like to donate, I got a PayPal in the description below, and please subscribe to my channel if you have not. Bang Bang Pizza Skulls. That notification bell. And I don't care about indecision. I don't care if I get left behind. People living in competition, all I want is to have my peace of mind. SHMACKEMAGOB and Bang Bang Pizza Skulls.